Hello everyone, this is Dark Sage Walker, and hey, I'm playing something other than Binding of Isaac, imagine that! But it's another game that I love, so there will be plenty of chance to talk about things. This is of course Wizard of Legend, if the title screen didn't give it away, of course. So what do we do for a build? I was going for a melee Dark Katana build last time. Let's flip the script a little bit. Let's see if we can't get something that works off of a strong signature. What is a good strong signature for us? What do we want to try to roll? I hear a dog. Hello, Riley. I don't know what you want, but I have no food up here for you. Even if I did, I'd probably still tell you to go away. Just saying. Not to be rude or anything, but you have food downstairs. It's not up here. No, there's no food up here for you. I'm telling you right now, there's no food up here for you. Alright, so I think we're going Piercing Void. So now it's just time to figure out how I want the rest of the run to look. I think I'm gonna stick with Frost Feint. Oh, so many different standard spells. It seems pretty obvious, like we're going for sort of a mid-range build, focusing on our signatures, so maybe something that helps keep enemies in a line, like, or something that just helps gather them together. Gale Force Alignment comes to mind for me. Twister, Mock Stunner, or something that stuns enemies. Maybe, like Spark Array. And for my basic, Bolt Rail is pretty good, so is that, so is Flame Cross. Once again, let's just kind of stick with that mid-range motif, shall we? And this looks like a good setup for Captain's Ring. Alright, I think we're ready to go. So why haven't I been playing this game for a while when I've professed to like this game almost as much as I like Isaac? Well, very simply put, there have been some topics that I've wanted to talk about, and I thought it would be best to just play something that I know very, very well before getting back into something like this. With a lot of those topics, not necessarily it being done and over with, but let them handle that. Oh, that stuff. I'm not going to say done and over with, but a lot of what I wanted to say is now already said. So, start varying it up. I'm of course not going to stop playing Isaac. That would be ridiculous to suggest. I love that game so much. But it is to suggest that I now have the chance to... Oh, you're a myth. Alright. Well, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Admittedly, the Piercing Void spell, amazing. And it's a really good signature, dude. Hold enemies still for a while, does a whole bunch of damage, got good range. It's also kind of fire and forget it, so it's hard to get that spell interrupted. What do we have here? Homing Flares. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay. I kind of like the Rock and Roll spell, though. That's another pretty good mid-range. But I want to wait until I see the relics that are for sale before I buy it. Because it is possible that I'm going to want to invest more in relics than Arcana on this floor. it's the dog. If it's not the dog, it's something else. Come on, die already. Thank you. Admittedly, this game gets a little intense at times. Alright, so I definitely want Amulet of Sundering. And I definitely want Antiquated Tommy. Because any chance to evade an attack is better than a 0% chance to evade an attack. And I don't have an Arcana that I particularly want to give up, so sorry, lady. Oh, I see. Hold on. I see where I'm supposed to go. And yeah, I think I will buy Rock and Roll. That's another good mid-range, and that seems to kind of be the theme of the run, is mid-range. Alright, well, took an embarrassing hit there, but hey, so what's done is done now. What does Tracking Suit do? Cecil. Cecil. Hi. 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 Bird. I get the feeling he doesn't like the sound effects for this game. Hey, buddy. Again, I appreciate your concern, but I am trying to record. Not that I think that's necessarily the most important thing on your mind, I'm just saying. You too, dog. Everybody's gotta be nice. Everybody play it cool. Alright. That room was intense. And no, I will not be speaking to Nocturne the Cardist. I actually like what I have right now. And I will definitely like Cartographer still. Which now incentivizes me to uncover 100% of the map to get maximum damage on this. So last time I was playing this game, I was talking about character writing, and was saying something about how there's a lot of poorly written characters nowadays. One of the biggest things that I think is wrong with a lot of modern storytelling, especially when it comes to film and television and even gaming, is that you're talking about a medium that's very visual, which means that there's a certain rule that goes into effect when you're talking about storytelling in a visual medium, and that is show, don't tell. And I think that There's been a lot of examples of just poorly telling us about things without showing them to us. Sorry, I stuttered like an idiot. Momentarily forgot my point. But if you're gonna do nothing but tell us about everything instead of showing it to us, then we may as well be reading a book. And for some people that's fine. There's nothing wrong with reading books. Oh, I wish more people would read some books nowadays, but aside from the one that gets constantly read and brought up no matter how much I'd like them not to. The fact of the matter is there aren't enough people nowadays who actually give reading the attention it deserves. It's become all too easy to ignore literature. But that's not my point. What I'm talking about is film, TV, and gaming, and how storytelling works in those. Or rather, how it should work, because more often than not, when it's time to learn about a character, you get roughly 85 miles of exposition, and then you don't actually get to learn about what the character does through their actions. You're just told these are what their actions are because these are their actions, and then look, here's this. Storytelling has become kind of bland and devoid of anything nowadays. I don't know if that's because people in general are less interested in storytelling, or if just, Hollywood is basically just given up. I would believe either one of them. But it goes true for gaming as well. A lot of our games are mired in exposition without actually showing us much about the characters. And I do believe that I can demonstrate that by just pointing to a few modern examples and going, hey, look at this shit. I'll definitely take that. One of the strongest cases in point that I could make is, well, I hate to keep picking on it, but it is a ripe target for picking on, and that would be Anthem. Guys, I'm sorry, I know you did the best you could with Anthem. Oh, no you didn't. You spent nearly 5 to 6 out of 7 years twiddling your thumbs and arguing. But no, I'm aware that you wanted to make a game that basically didn't. Some of you will claim that I'm speaking a little bit too much on BioWare for that. I say maybe BioWare's leadership deserves to be picked on. You can spend that long pretending like you're building a game without actually building it. It makes me wonder what the hell you were doing all that time. Clearly wasn't making something good. Pardon me. They spent all the time that they could have spent developing a good story and showing us how the characters interact, showing us the world. Yeah, a lot of it just gets bogged down in exposition, and it just ends up turning the whole thing into a slog. There we go. Alright, so taking a lot of unnecessary damage, I need to play it a bit more carefully. I don't have a critical hit build, otherwise that would be useful. Nothing here that's really that great. but instead of just endlessly talking about perhaps the best thing I can do is show my work by more or less critiquing characters from a different game. And as a bit of a project, I thought to myself, well, why characters that are there's pretty much no explanation, and yet I feel like the characters here are actually characters, not just templates for characters. Now I know that seems ridiculous considering that this is far from a story-driven game, but there's definitely a lot to help in the design of the characters. It's definitely a game that has cultural influence. And in a positive way, not just saying something for the sake of saying it. Alright, I'm probably gonna need to buy that health potion. Although I would prefer to try not to be real honest. And again, I should dash. Alright, so I'm making a few mistakes. God, I hate Earthquake. But it's also been a while since I played this game, and my dodge stuff. God, I hate it. Alright, so I am not doing well right now. Why did I do that? Oh, I'm surprised. What's this? Oh, okay. Alright, that's not so bad. Alright, I think I'm back in this game now. Sorry, I was a little worried that I was just going to end up getting crushed. But I also do feel as though Atlas's level is generally the most difficult level. Though to be fair, Shu's level is kinda up there. Bullshit. Alright, what is this? Okay, yeah, I'm not sure that's even come to any use. Definitely take this. So, how exactly could one critique the characters in this game and how much they're actually characters simply by what we see of them? Well, that's kind of the point, actually. They're characters first and templates second. And if I can describe that just by virtue of what I see of them, then that would certainly go a long way to the show don't tell aspect of a game and character it. So let's start with the boss that I just beat, Steel. What do I know about her simply from what I can see? Well, for one, she's a fit young white woman, and no, that is not meant as an insult, that's just what she is. Which, to me, says that she's probably of some European ancestry. I would guess considering the more or less red hair. I mean, I know her hair is on fire. It's hard to say that definitively, but if I take that as a sign and assume that she has red hair beneath her mastery of flame, I would probably say she's Irish. The tunic that she wears definitely goes a long way to saying that, but again, I could be off on the origin of her roses. Now, if I assume that she's blonde underneath the red hair, then that says to me that she's probably more Germanic. Oh no, Germanic? I think they have more brown hair than blonde. Matter of fact, blondes mostly come from Northern Europe, so like countries like Denmark and Sweden. And I'm pretty sure that she's not Swedish, seeing as she has a dislike for cold and water. And I don't need to be hyperbolic about that. She's literally weak to water-based spells. Okay, get my ass kicked. My dodging skills are subpar. Fire-based character, so there's always the possibility that she's from a desert area, but again, I doubt it. You know, having gotten another look at her, she is more blonde than anything else, so maybe, just maybe, she's either Russian or North American. But again, I kind of doubt it. Now, getting into things that are a bit more concrete about her, we know that she's athletic. She stretches before the fight and tends to do so in between her bouts of hit stuff. So we know that she's fit and athletic. She's a martial artist. Again, evidenced by the idea that she spends a lot of time throwing kicks and using martial arts moves to cast her spells. And they all do. It's very much an Avatar: The Last Airbender thing. I'm pointing that out because she uses a lot of leg-based martial arts, which says to me that she probably practices some form of kung fu. What is this? Oh, wait, that spell. I'll take it, but it's not necessarily fitting the theme. Stomp. Now, another thing, something that I can infer about her is, despite how fit she is, being athletic and all, there's the distinct possibility that she might not know how to swim. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to that, but considering that her hair is on fire when you're fighting her, and the idea that she doesn't like water, it's very possible that she actually might not know how to swim. Now, I'm not saying that that's absolutely the case. It's just an inference that I'm making based on the idea that she doesn't like water. But I could be wrong about that. After all, she is an athletic character. It's kind of strange to think that she might not know how to swim. We know that she's agile. Granted, this isn't necessarily anything major. This could just be showing us mostly that she's, because she's athletic, she's quick, but some of the other characters in the game are quite athletic and aren't necessarily super fast. It could just be pointing out that fire has a tendency to move quickly. number of details to pick up, it's still an awful lot considering that they tell us nothing about her. Like, I feel that Zeal is definitely a better character than anyone in Anthem or a lot of modern games. So perhaps it's just me making a mountain out of a molehill, but it does tell me that modern film and games are not very strong on their storytelling if they have to get everything across through exposition. Because I just told you a mountain of information about Zeal, a character in this game who you're told literally nothing about, just based off of disparate facts on the page. Now, another thing is that he's resistant to wind magic. Yes, that is consistent with how fire elemental creatures in this game work. But perhaps the idea that he's okay with air-based magic but not water suggests that maybe she has no problem with types. Maybe at some point or another she would actually use her powers to learn how to fly. Just, again, something to think about. We already know that she's fast. What are you selling me? Well, I'll definitely take this now that my health is so low. And I have... Cecil? Cecil! Buddy! Hey, Cecil. Yes, I see you over there, pal. Why do you want to be so loud? And another healing potion. Alright. Would like to try not to use so many healing potions, but kinda got pounded on a little bit. Okay, I gotta get rid of this archer. There we go. Like, okay, Mr. Clever Pants, can you do that for some of the other characters? Well, actually, yes. And the next one I'd like to talk about is Atlas. Birds, be nice. Daddy's trying to record. That's right. Let the people know you're there. Don't be mean. So, we know that Atlas is the Earth-based mage. Based off of that, we can probably take a gander that... we can probably take a guess that he's and it's recorded in game, that he's not a fan of wind-based magic. So, one thing that comes to mind for me because of that is maybe he's afraid of heights. Birds are going nuts. Hi. What's up? My roommate's dog is begging for attention. Hi. Hi. Please keep in mind that I am recording. I cannot be petting you 24 hours a day. I know to you that makes no sense, but trust me, it is a thing. The other thing we know about Atlas is that he's a big burly black guy. And considering his robes, the colors of them, and the way he presents himself, I would be shocked if you were to tell me that he weren't Atlas. Not just because he's a black guy, it just seems to be like a troll or something. And again, I could be reading too far into that, but the whole idea is to show examples of how I'm being shown things about the character and not told them. If you can infer things for yourself, you know, make actual observations about something, you don't have to be told. You can go off of some logical points. Now, another thing I know to be rather true about Atlus is that he's very physically strong. Judging by the idea that he likes to punch all of his boulders at you, and the stomping to create waves of earth. Which also tells me that he's mighty durable. This is a guy who knows how to take a beating. This is in contrast to Zio, who has very quick foot, but it doesn't seem to be much on the physically powerful side. I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just mean she doesn't have a lot of upper body strength. Again, not a bad thing. That did not work. Okay, guys, you're making me chirp. That's right, buddy. Oh, anything here that's worth anything? Not really. Except the healing potion. And other things that you can tell about Atlus are told through his level, which I believe is called the Living Courtyard. This says to me that Atlus is a big fan of nature. He enjoys the plants and the trees and all the things that go along with that. But there's also something that can be said for the idea that a lot of the things in his level are also poisonous, meaning that he's well aware of the idea that not everything in nature is necessarily good. I find this to be in stark contrast to Zeal's level, which is a forge. Which says to me that she's the sort of person that prefers creating things, working with her hands, so to speak. She likes to make weapons. She likes to make armor. Matter of fact, I can guess that more than likely is the knight enemies that you fight throughout the game are her design. Hi, what's going on, dog? Trying to have a conversation with my viewers. No, I don't know what's going on. What is this? Spiraling Typhoon. Give me that. I'm not using either one of those spells, so who cares? Hi. I'm sorry, I have no answers for you. Okay, these things need to go. God, and he just keeps summoning more. It's like you know that I can't handle them effectively right now. There we go. Alright. So... Okay, that didn't work out at all. Oh, come on with the fucking Thunder Novas. There we go. Alright, that was close. There's a number of times there where I was sure I was a goner. I'm glad I was wrong about that. It gave me plenty of time to talk about the whole show don't tell thing. And I can certainly analyze the other two characters as well, Freya and Shu, but I would suggest that I don't have enough time in this video for it. Matter of fact, looking at Zeal again, you can see that she's clearly the smallest and probably youngest one. Meaning that likely she joined the Council of Wizards last. Or rather, is the most recent addition. I would suggest that Atlas is probably the second youngest, as both of them seem to embody this sort of hotshot attitude. Again, that's not a bad thing. It's simply an acknowledgement of their characters. They're both very energetic, very loud, sort of imposing characters in a way. Oh, just something to think about. Next time I play this game, I'll analyze Shu and Freya, but for now, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, it helps out a great deal. Drop a like, leave a comment, but the best thing you can do with this video is, of course, to share it with a friend. My name is Dark Sage Walker, I'll be seeing you.